Greetings. Welcome back to This Week in Housing. My name is Sarah Eggleston and I'm with John L. Scott Real Estate. I have been doing these weekly updates for a few months now. They are going to continue for the foreseeable future, with the exception of next week. I'm taking 1 week off. I will be back the following week. So as far as this week in housing, we'll go ahead and just jump right into it. There we go. So last week we talked about how Governor Inslee had put out an order that businesses should turn customers away who aren't wearing masks. This week I saw, the Northwest Multiple Listing Service came out with an article for real estate agents that clients are required to wear face mask coverings, and real estate agents need to deny service to people who are unwilling to wear face masks in public situations. So this is just a good reminder. Make sure you have your mask with you if you are going to showings. I have extra masks that I carry with me just in case. But make sure that if you're shopping for a home, you're bringing your mask along. And this was an article in the Seattle Times a few days ago on the 8th. There are more condos for sale this year than last year, and sales are stronger. So the fact that there are more condos for sale this year than last year is not that big of a surprise to me. With the coronavirus hitting, a lot of people didn't want to be in condo situations with shared hallways or shared entryways. They wanted to have their own space and distance. But that also applies to other renting situations as well, apartments, people wanting their own space. And so the fact that the sales are stronger in the condo market may be a little surprising, but the fact that there are more condos for sale this year than last year is pretty, that's to be expected, I think, with the current climate. This is just a quick update on the Safe Start map. Every county has moved out of phase 1 and into at least phase 1 modified. So, but they put a halt on any counties entering phase 4 because of the rising numbers. And that's unfortunate that we are having rising numbers, but I think slowing down our opening is definitely the right move, just to make sure everyone stays safe and wear your mask. And so this is another week of wow for mortgage rates. Third week in a row, we hit the record low for mortgage rates. So we hit a mortgage rate low last week, and we hit another one again this week. So they are 30-year fixed is down to 3.03 from 3.07 last week, and 3.13 2 weeks prior. So we are just ticking down on these interest rates. And so if you were thinking about refinancing and haven't yet, I urge you, reach out to a mortgage lender and get that process going, because these rates are crazy low. And as far as our little market activity watch, you can see that we are getting a few more listings on the market, which is good. Switch over to combined residential and condo. 973 new listings in King County this week, and 635 sold. So remember that the solds are homes that went pending probably about a month ago. So the pending sales here, 1,098. These, not all of them, but a vast majority of them will become closed sales in the next few weeks. Generally, it takes about 30 days, give or take, to go from pending to close. Varies a lot, but on average, it's about 30 days. So anything that goes pending, you know that it won't be sold for right away for another couple weeks. And if we plot those numbers, last week we had a cross of our new listings and sold sales here, and we are crossing back along those lines this month or this week. So listings sold went down, but new listings went up. So this should be good news for buyers out there if we're getting a little bit more inventory on the market. And you can see the pending sales went down as well. I wouldn't read too heavily into this. So we did just have the 4th of July weekend, and that holiday weekends are a little bit slower on the traffic because people are preoccupied. So yeah, I kind of think we'll see all of these numbers go up next week. And as far as new listings, comparing this year to last year, we are this week we had more new listings come on the market this year than we did last year, but they're going pending so fast. As far as pending sales, you can see we were far over where we were last year at this time. And this is for North America for showings since the pandemic hit. And the dark line is last year, the orange line is this year. And you can see we're kind of right around the same general point. Last year, we kind of had fewer showings for a while, but now the lines are meeting up again. So maybe we're seeing a little bit of normalization in showing traffic. Who knows? We'll see what happens next week. And layoffs decreased in Washington this week by 10.2%. This is really great news because unfortunately, the last 2 weeks, I had layoffs increasing in my report by single-digit percentages, but now the layoffs are decreasing by 10%, and that is really great news to see. And you can see we were in the orange last week and the week before, and now we're in the blue. So we've crossed over the center line, and our people are not getting laid off as much as they were a few weeks ago. So this is crossing over to unemployment. Excuse me. You can see our average unemployment in January and February, 3.6, 3.5. This is before the coronavirus economic impacts. March, it started to affect us right at the end of the month. So you see it rise up to 4.4 there. And then April jumped to 14.7% unemployment rate, which is just crazy, but everything shut down. So as to be expected. And as things are getting a little bit more opened up, in June, it ended at 11.1%. So you can see we are making progress month over month. As temporary unemployment drops, permanent job losses keep rising. A core unemployment rate, which subtracts temporary layoffs and adds unemployed who didn't search for a job recently, jumped to 5.9 in June from 5% in May. So the permanent job losses keep rising. At the beginning of when I started doing these videos, they had people categorized by permanent and temporary job loss, and the vast majority of them were temporary. Everyone thought they were going back to work in a month. No one knew how long this was going to go on. So pretty much everybody thought they were going to go back to work after a couple weeks. However, that number is now changing, as you'll see in this slide. The temporary laid off is 59.5%, and people who think they're permanently laid off are 40.5%. So this is very different from what we saw at the beginning of the pandemic. A lot of businesses have shut down. They're not going to reopen. So a lot of the people that thought they were going back to their jobs and then that company went under, they're now permanently unemployed when they thought it was just a temporary thing. And we're seeing that all over, different reasons, but because of how long it's gone on, a lot of the temporary layoffs turned into permanent layoffs. And it'll take a while to come back from that, but yeah, it's nobody thought it was going to go on this long. So that's not surprising that those stats have changed. Now, this slide is pretty interesting. I'm not going to pretend to know what kind of math they put into this chart to figure this out. But it combines 4 components: demand, supply, price, and time on market. And the baseline is starting February 1st, so before the pandemic effects came into the market. And so the housing market recovery index is a test of the strength of the housing market. And you can see down late April, early May, we were at 83.1. But now we're getting back 97.8. We're getting very close to where we were on February 1st, our baseline, as far as demand, supply, price, and time on market. There was a lot of people that held off on the housing market, and now we're seeing a flood of people, mainly buyers. We need some more sellers, but coming back into the market now that they believe it's safe to shop and interact in the environment. And plus, agents have found ways to get around in-person interactions, a lot of Zoom meetings, virtual showings, virtual open houses, that type of thing. So as the industry adapts, I believe this recovery will continue, and we'll see how long it takes for us to get above that February 1st baseline, although I don't think it'll be very long. And 87% of home sellers are concerned their home won't sell because of the pandemic and resulting economic recession. That is very much not true. 372,000 homes sold in the US last month. And that's a lot of homes. There's still homes selling. Plus, with the lack of inventory, sellers, you're really at an advantage. So this 87% stat is kind of staggering to me, because we need homes on the market. And if 87% think their home won't sell, they're not going to list it. So this is very much not true. We are seeing homes bought and sold all over the nation. So I am going to wrap it up there. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My phone number and email address are on the screen there. If you have any information you're curious about that you'd like me to include in these updates, please reach out to me and let me know. I'd love to have a candid discussion about the housing market in your area and how we can set you up to achieve your real estate goals. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm really enjoying doing these live updates, so I would love to find out how I can make them more valuable to you. So just reach out and let me know. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic week, 2 weeks actually. Taking next week off of This Week in Housing, but we will be back in 2 weeks right here at 3 p.m. on Fridays. All right, thanks again. Have a great day.